안녕, 여러분. This is with Mindset Olympics. Let me redo the intro. 안녕, 여러분. This is Kianachka with Mindset Olympics. So, I'm your host, Kianachka, today. Because that's the vibe today. We're Russian. Anyway, so, sorry, I had to pause because that made me think of my friend that passed away. She spoke Russian, but she was from Kazakhstan, and she called me Kianichka. They put that at the end of your name. So whatever your name is, if it ends with a vowel, which why wouldn't someone's? I guess people's names don't have to end with a vowel, but you just add ichka at the end of it. Anyway, I digress. So I'm putting this video out, gonna title it Don't Seek for People to Understand You. And the reason why I say that is because I was just reflecting on how 90 maybe 85% of the interactions I have with people, even my closest friends, sadly, um 90% or 85% of the interactions I have with people, I feel like I leave the conversation like not understood by the person. And I had to come to a point in my life where I realized it wasn't really about them as much as it is about me just being a very unique thinker, non-traditional thinker. Maybe I might have to coin that term, a non-traditional thinker. If that's not already coined, I might need to coin that myself. So, because I'm a non-traditional thinker, like it to me it's beyond even like being intuitive, because you have the Myers-Briggs personality test where you're intuitive or you're sensing. I'm definitely an intuitive personality, but on top of that, I just I think about the past a lot, and I think about my interaction, one little interaction I have with someone. Um, and it's just crazy. Like, um, negative thinking can really make me want to isolate and not want to be around people because I do feel so misunderstood. Even today, I just had like an appointment, and I don't really know how to verbalize in the moment because I realize I feel misunderstood. Like it takes me like anywhere from like 12 hours to a week to realize, and I'll ruminate on that particular interaction, social interaction or appointment or business interaction, whatever it is, and I'll be like, wow, this person doesn't understand me. And I walked away from the conversation not thinking that they understood me, but just thinking like, oh, it's not that bad. But like the more that I think about it, I'm like, dang, that sucks. Like that's another drop in the bucket of people that like it. Not that I label the person necessarily like they don't understand me, but if it's like I don't know them that well, say it's like a counselor or something, that's a drop in the bucket. Like, wow, that's another person that doesn't understand me. And I just have a heightened awareness of that nowadays. And this is my effort to me posting this is my effort to express that anyone out there, or if this video is just for me alone, uh, we gotta stop. I like it's like, let me just say this first. Number one, nothing wrong with wanting to be validated. Nothing wrong with wanting people to understand you when words come out of your mouth. Obviously, communication, when you're communicating something, you clearly want somebody to understand what's coming out of your mouth. Um, but ultimately, you're not always going to be understood. And that's a thing. That's a thing. And it can be a thing to where it's you're chronically not understood by people. Um and I could, blame it on myself, like, oh, I'm just perceiving that they don't understand me. But no, I trust myself enough to know whether someone like understands me as a person or doesn't. And most people don't understand me. Um and it's difficult because I just have really strong convictions about things, but people don't get it. And it does make life a little lonely, but it's totally fine because I find things online that affirm my convictions, affirm my beliefs, affirm the way that I think. I don't think in the same patterns as a lot of people. Um, like my brain is like, I don't like saying like a spider web. It's like a netting. A lot of things are interwoven, and I find that I relate a lot of things to other experiences. So it's like me making this video, it was basically me reflecting on the last week, no, last like 3 weeks of just being misunderstood by so many people. And thankfully, because I'm a strong woman of faith, I don't care anymore. I really don't care. I know that God understands me. God created me, and that's that. I'm not looking for anybody else to really understand me at the end of the day. I'll give you an example. I made an appointment, and I realized that um, I knew before I even talked with this counselor that I had not made a mistake, but they were going to tell me everything that I already knew. The fact that the position, I sent them a specific position that I was interested in, and I wanted to get specific with the resume. But then they asked me, what is my greater overall goal? And I knew they were going to ask me that. And I almost wanted to take the email back, but it's weird. It's like I already realized I was operating out of scarcity mode, saying I need to apply to this specific job, and this is what is going to work for my goal. Um, but in a way, she corrected me, and it's good because I'm a kind of person, you got Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You got A, B, C, D. And I'm looking at every single option. I'm looking at A, B, C, and D. And so I saw that she might possibly say something about the fact that this job has nothing to do with your career field because, I'm majoring in counseling and this has nothing to do with counseling. So, and I know that has nothing to do with counseling, but for me, I'm just like I need a full-time job. But then I'm thinking then I after I sent the email prior to the appointment, I was like I don't think that I don't think I'm gonna end up applying to this job because I'm rushing too much. And I think my standard, I mean, I think I have more time. I have plenty of time. Like, why am I rushing to get this one job? All I really wanted from her initially was to just give me the technique on how to tailor my resume. So I said, let me slap this job in there and maybe I can whip something up fast enough. And she did do that by sending me a flyer, which I greatly appreciate. But then I got really in the weeds when she asked me about my greater vision and my greater plan. And I have several of those. I have two of those, but my grander, I basically told her one of my grander visions because the second one, I just don't like telling people because that's like it's like really big. Um, so to me, it's like because this grander vision of what it involves my lifestyle, the career and my lifestyle that I want once I graduate from counseling school. She said, okay, get b- what I took from what she said, because to me the appointment was rushed. I was very confused. I'm thinking like we have an hour, but we had 30 minutes. And she helped me the best that she could, but I felt like it was so rushed and it was kind of short. And it was almost like she and a counselor has told me this before. I need to like reel it back in. Um, because I'm trying to go for a position that really isn't going to help me grow in my counseling skills. And she's saying I should grab onto some experience that would be beneficial for me um in the counseling realm. But then she said something about administrative, and I was confused by that cuz administrative is not my vibe. I told her I was artistic. So I there was a lot that I didn't really get to challenge her on because I don't know why I had some fear of that, because it wasn't even that I had some fear. It was just there wasn't enough time for me to even challenge it. Everything was rushed. And I almost felt like she didn't want to like sift through it with me, and it felt like, okay, boom, we got 1 minute left all of a sudden. And I'm the kind of person, I like to be respectful of time, but I had no idea it was only going to be 30 minutes, and that sucked. Because she's good, but I just felt like it was kind of like, okay, we're done kind of thing. And then I was a little bit floundering. So it was like stuff was left unfinished, and it was almost just like, come back to me when you have something maybe that's more specific to counseling, or something that would help me in that realm. Me personally, I don't understand why would I do something as far as like I would if it allows me to be remote, I guess, like administratively. But I want to do something that's more people, dealing with the people, and dealing with like a group opportunity. A group one-on-one is like decent, but I think I thrive more with groups. I would be able to thrive more counseling with groups. And to me, that feels like more of a bread and butter for me than like just individual. Um, and I don't know why I feel led to that, but I really do. And part of me is like, and then but she mentioned a lot of good stuff. I'm not gonna knock it, but I don't know why I felt so misunderstood at the end of that, because I'm like, I'm always thinking, oh, this person has a totally different mind frame than I do. And then also I feel like I'm just always walking on eggshells with people, and I don't know how to stop doing that. But uh, I'm making it my goal. Like literally the next 6 months, I'm trying to break past this whole um walking on eggshells with people. I just have a fear that I'm going to come off controlling, and I'm going to come off like I'm very demanding, cuz people have said that about me before, and I'm like, "Well, I'm not trying to be that." And I remember I watched you know how when you take pictures on your iPhone, I had a picture taken of me on my iPhone for my 29th, and my sister took the picture, and then I was like yelling at her, and I'm like, "Dang, I'm mean." But I'm not mean. I probably had a lot of nervous energy that day cuz there was a lot of people there. So anyway, but I was doing the most. I really was doing the most for my 29th. I really was. But yeah, I don't know. I've just been getting really touchy, and then I feel like people are like touchy about the questions that I ask, and now I have this new heightened awareness that like, oh, I ask people like invasive questions, or people don't want to answer my questions, or it's rude to ask a man to question a man, or whatever. And I'm like, wow, I've been rude all this time, and like I'm the kind of person that like tries to be just simply curious about stuff. But like, I don't know, it's like my whole life I've been kind of told that from when I was young, like being nosy or whatever. And I just have a genuine curiosity about people. And the problem is people don't want to tell you when you're out of bounds necessarily. Like sometimes I just need it delivered direct to me if I'm out of bounds, but people don't always want to do that. And sometimes it's like there's a delivery of doing it, of course, when telling people when they're out of bounds, but like I just feel like it's a little bit unfair when um say it's someone that I'm just starting to get to know, they do this like backhanded passive aggressive way instead of just telling me directly. But I could follow my own advice as well because sometimes I can be backhanded and indirect, hence the eggshells. But I don't know. I'm just like, am I like I just want to some people in my life I just want to be like, am I offending you like all the time? Please let me know cuz like is our relationship based on like me always offending you and like you kind of pull away from me or something like that cuz like I don't know. I don't know how else to express that and I don't want to express it in such a direct way to where like they don't want the conversation with me. But I don't know. Things just have to get real at some point for me because I feel like I'm just avoiding conflict all the time, trying to avoid having to put out another fire because I'm really trying to do fire putting out reduction. And when I say fire putting out reduction, I mean like trying to solve this problem there and that problem there that has nothing to do with me, and this problem that actually has nothing to do with me. It just affects me emotionally. And that's it. Or I'll ruminate on other people's stuff. And it's like, I know it's my time to reel that stuff in because no one's even asking for my help. And even if they were asking for my help, am I even available to do that right now? Because I've kind of got some things on my own plate. So I guess that's my little rant, my little update. But God is so faithful. God is faithful. Get your relationship right with God. And what else? What else do I say? I guess that's really it. Don't seek to be understood by people. Like at the end of the day, you can talk somebody till you're blue in the face and they still don't get it. I could talk on this video until I'm blue in the face, and some of you who might watch won't fully understand. But hopefully, like if you are a subscriber, make yourself known in the comments, by the way, please. Um, if you're a subscriber, if you're looking to subscribe, if you're looking to view more videos, I will be posting. I have a lot stored up. Um, gotta get on that. Yeah, that's really it. There was no structure to this video, so I'll just leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching. This is Kianachka signing off. Annyeong.